smiles on.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back to Cooking with Carmel with me. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we're with Carmel Kitchen, and we're making monkey bread.
Yeah, with salted caramel in it.
That's right. So let's get started. It's an easy recipe because I'm not making cinnamon rolls from scratch.
Yeah.
So I got this recipe right off the back of this package of Rhodes frozen cinnamon rolls. And you look over, it'll say monkey bread. And the next one I think I'm going to make is the recipe right below it that says caramel apple pie. Seriously, I'm like, how'd they know about us?
It was meant to be.
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
So, you know, where it says half a cup caramel ice cream topping, well, who has the best caramel ice cream topping
right?
than we do? So this is what we're using for this. So, super simple. So all you have to do is, I'm going to grab my knife out of here. And I've never made monkey bread before. I've eaten monkey bread that other people have made, but I've never made it, and it was fun. And my kids devoured it, so it's very kid-friendly. So basically, I took my package of frozen cinnamon rolls. I have them, all 12 of them, laying out here on my mat. And I'm just going to, I thawed them out a little bit, so they're still cold, but they're you can, you know, they're soft.
They're not
cold.
frozen.
No, but they're starting to, yeah, they're a little bit still solid in the middle, but that's okay. You just want to be able to get your knife through it. So these are the perfect thawedness, and they've probably been sitting out at room temperature for about 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. So that's basically the prep time that you need to do this, is to make sure you set them out in enough time to slightly thaw, enough to get your knife through it. So basically I'm just cutting all of these cinnamon rolls in quarters, and then we're going to assemble our pan.
Perfect. And this recipe I put in the description of this video, and you can also find all of Stephanie's other recipes on our website at carmelkitchen.com, which is where the link will take you if you click on the link.
All kinds of yummy things.
Yeah. And you can sign up for Stephanie's What to Make Mondays on our website at carmelkitchen.com as well. You'll get an email every Monday with what we're going to make on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say what Stephanie is going to make.
One of these days you're going to make something.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you make it.
She's going to make me make it.
I'm going to make you make it. Did you guys have a good Mother's Day? We were just talking about what we did for Mother's Day, and it was a nice kind of relaxing day. I was very tired because it was my daughter's prom the night before, and so they were out late, but it was good. And then her friends got baptized on Sunday morning, so I was telling Elizabeth I just love their group of friends, because here they go to prom on Saturday night, and they're back at the 9 a.m. church service on Sunday watching their friends get baptized, which I thought was really cool.
You know, you're doing something right whenever your kids are out all night long and then they're at church the next day for their friend's baptism.
That's right. So we were very proud of them. Good group of kids.
Yep.
Okay, so I have all of my cinnamon rolls cut into quarters. And you know what? I love this because they're sticky.
Yeah.
And I can do this and they're not going to fall off my pan. I'm like, I'm going to do this every week.
History is not repeating itself today.
So in this bowl, I have about a half a cup of melted butter. You can probably do less butter, probably 6 tablespoons is probably enough, because I usually have a little bit left over, but I was being lazy and I just stuck the whole stick in there and melted it. So, and then what I'm going to do is just dip my cinnamon roll in the butter, and then I have a half a cup of just granulated sugar, and I'm going to pop it in there and toss it, and then I'm sticking it in a bundt pan like this that I have. I just sprayed it down with some coconut oil, or if any of you made that goop from a couple weeks ago, that would work too. I was just being lazy this morning and sprayed it instead of using my goop. So anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put one row of these cinnamon rolls on the bottom, and then we'll add some caramel and some pecans to it, and then we'll do another layer. So that's the process here.
Perfect. Don't forget to get your reviews in for our weekly caramel giveaway. If you get a review on our website, on Google, or on Facebook, your name gets added in here. You can get multiple entries for giving reviews in multiple places. And every week at the end of our live, we draw a name and somebody wins some caramel. So make sure you get your reviews in so that you can win some caramel.
Yes. It's a real thing.
Yep, it's a real thing. We even let you choose what kind of caramel you want.
Oh, it's exciting. What have people been choosing? What's the most popular flavor?
Salted.
Salted.
Yeah. I know. What can you say?
That's a good one.
Yep, it is.
One of my favorites.
Can't ever go wrong with salted caramel.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. So this is kind of it's like a little not super exciting process, but it's well worth it in the end. So try to figure out how do I make this go faster for you guys, so you don't have to just sit here and watch me dip dough balls in butter and sugar. But I figured gives Elizabeth some time to talk. She doesn't get to talk enough, and so she's really. I was looking for ways to try to engage her in conversation.
So we can talk to you guys more. We can hang out more. You guys get to know me a little bit better.
That's right.
Yep, I'm the caramel Jedi. That's
right. She is the caramel Jedi.
Yep.
Whole thing's caramel.
Yep. Whole thing's caramel. It's not a thing at Caramel Kitchen that I don't know how to do. If I don't know how to do it, I figure it out.
This is so true, and I love that about you because you are not afraid to find a solution to any problem we have.
Yeah.
I'd be like, help! No, what I do is I go, Elizabeth!
Yeah.
I need help!
Yep. It's just how God made me.
That's right. Love it.
Yeah. I think it's because, like the problems that I used to have, like growing up, like doing like really hard work, it was like, so now the problems that I have are easy. Like, I'll gladly do those. Gladly sit on Google and figure out the issue.
There's a YouTube for that.
Yep.
All right, we're almost halfway there.
Yeah. Cool. So, I've got a bottle of salted caramel here, and I talk about separation a lot because it's one of the number one reasons why I answer the phone and people will call and they'll say, my bottle of caramel that I bought has a little bit of separation on the bottom. Is it still good? I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. You can see it right there at the bottom. It's just a little bit darker in color. And your bottle of caramel is still deliciously good, and there's not an issue with that. It's a natural occurrence, and it's just the sugars. And you can just warm it up in some warm water, pop it in the microwave. Don't put it too long in the microwave. It heats up quickly.
It does.
So, yeah, I personally just put it run it under some warm water and then shake it up, and it reincorporates it. It's just the extra sugars. The bourbon seems to separate more than any other flavor because the extra sugars from the bourbon, but it can happen to any of them. But it's just natural. We don't use any preservatives, so we don't have non-separating product.
Nope, we don't have any of those fake emulsifiers that keep things together. So it's all good.
Yep.
Just pure goodness in the bottle.
Yep. And honestly, in my personal opinion, is whenever after you open it, if you just set it upside down in your cupboard, I like the separation. It's sweeter.
Brad loves it on the bourbon, especially because he's like, ooh, it's like a little extra shot of flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's good. There's nothing wrong with that separation. So.
Okay, 2, 4. Okay, I'm almost done with the first layer. Oop, I missed that.
Yeah, don't miss the sugar.
So this is best done. This is done. You should do it like the night before that you want to make them, because this has to allow time to rise. And how I've been letting mine rise is just putting Saran wrap over the finished product in here, and then I just stick it in my refrigerator overnight, and they'll rise a little bit in the fridge, but then if you just leave it sitting on your counter for about 30 minutes in the morning or 25 minutes, just long enough basically for your oven to heat up, then they double in size and they're good to bake. Okay, so at this stage, I have my first layer down. And what I'm going to do is take our salted caramel sauce, and it says a half a cup, but I'm just eyeballing it with drizzling. I'm just drizzling all over. So I think at the end, it'll probably equate to about that much. And really, if you don't have enough at the end, you can just drizzle on some more while it's still warm, and it'll seep on in. And then I'm gonna take, I like to finely chop my pecans because my family's not a huge nut they don't love nuts a ton, but they'll eat them when they're really small. So I just have mine that I ground up really small in the food processor. But you can use whole pecans. You don't have to use pecans at all. You can leave it without nuts. I like the nuts in it, so my kids are like, I'm like, too bad. Especially when
we'll deal with it.
Especially when it's Mother's Day weekend. I'm like, too bad. I get nuts. It's my day. Just sprinkling on a little bit of a layer over the top, so if you can see that, it's got the caramel drizzled on there, and it's got the nuts on. And this is a little bit different process than what it calls for on the back of the recipe, but I made it the first time, and I'm like, you know what? I think it could have used some caramel and nuts throughout the whole thing. So I decided to do it in 2 separate layers. So you can choose to do it however you like to do it, and it'll still have amazing results. Get off there. So now we're just doing the same process over, and I am just creating a second layer, and we're going to drizzle on caramel and pecans to the second layer, and at that point in time, I'll cover it and I'll stick it in the fridge overnight and bake it in the morning. But don't worry, you don't have to wait because we have some ready.
Stephanie prepared. She came prepared.
We're gonna have monkey bread for days. Someone come help us eat monkey bread.
My husband doesn't ever complain about anything that I bring home, so
yeah. My kids don't complain about this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my kids don't complain either.
There's some things they're like. My daughter, of all people, of all things, she does not like chocolate cake.
Oh my gosh, my daughter Maya doesn't like chocolate cake either. She likes brownies, but
yes.
she doesn't like chocolate cake,
yes.
and she also she's just not a chocolate fan, you know. Brownies is about the only thing chocolate that I can get out of her.
Well, she doesn't like chocolate cake, and my other daughter, Addison, doesn't like brownies. So I'm like,
where'd you kids come from?
Who are you?
Yeah.
You are your father's daughters.
Yeah.
You're not mine. I like it all except for coconut.
Yeah, I like coconut.
I know. See, and they like coconut. I'm like, we're so weak. So it's dessert actually is a struggle in our house, trying to figure out one thing that everyone will like, but they all like this. You know, there's just something about ooey gooey cinnamon rolls that I think are comforting and.
See, my son doesn't like cinnamon rolls.
He doesn't. No, he's not going to be happy about what you're bringing home today.
I think he will be. I think because it's a little bit different. I think he's just picky anyways. You know, he looks at things and he's like, I don't know about that, but he won't look at this and it won't be like a cinnamon roll, you know?
Yeah, it'll look a little different.
Yeah. Poor guy. Last year, whenever... So Stephanie and Brad got my family tickets to Silverwood last year, and whenever we went to Silverwood, we decided to go to Red Lobster after we were done eating with our family. And my son doesn't like seafood, and he's sitting at our table, and everybody else is eating seafood, and he's sitting there gagging. Oh my gosh! Like, I'm so sorry, Chef. I'll never bring you here again.
I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Sounded good in my head.
I'll never forget it. Just as soon as because Maya got a big plate of crab legs, and he's sitting next to her, and he's like, what? Got up and moved to the side of the table. Yeah.
Well, you know, kids are so dramatic. Too.
Yes.
There's nothing subtle about when they don't like something.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, we're almost done. Thanks for hanging out and watching us do something really boring and mundane, but this is just, some recipes are like that. Sometimes I just get excited about the end product and I don't really think about what it's gonna be like to actually have people watch me put it all together. And so it's not always super entertaining, and so, not that we're not entertaining,
right?
But, you know. Hey, Liberty Lake starts this weekend.
Yeah, we'll be there.
If you're local, if you're local Spokane, Liberty Lake peeps, we're excited.
Yep. We'll also be at Perry Street on Thursday.
Yes, that was our first week last week.
Yeah.
It was a hot day for the opening market.
Mm-hmm.
You were sweating.
I was.
Mm-hmm.
I was. After I got to pull up, and I pulled everything out of the back of my vehicle, and then I set it all up, and then I had to sit down, and I was sweating, and I was like, I didn't dress for it to be warm because there was also a chance of thunderstorms, so I didn't dress too warm, but I didn't dress, like for hot weather. I should have dressed for hot weather. I should have been wearing shorts and a tank top because it was hot.
They said it was supposed to be 80 degrees. It ended up being 89 degrees, and I know when it's that hot, there's a big difference between 80 and 89.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Especially after it's been cold. It seems like
Yeah.
you're a lot hotter.
Huge difference. Okay, so we got all of our. Sorry, can't function when there's. So there's our second layer, and I'm going to do the same process. I'm just going to drizzle on a bunch of caramel sauce over the top. That's what I love about our squeeze bottles is you can just zigzag your way around the pan.
Yep, can't do that with a jar.
Nope. And then we're gonna sprinkle on another layer of our pecans. And at this time, I'm gonna put some saran wrap over the top, plastic wrap, whatever kind of wrap you like to use. It's coming. It's getting there. All right. So I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna wrap it. I am gonna stick it in the fridge overnight, and we're going to take it out to let it rise in the morning when you wake up, and then by the time you're done preheating your oven, it should be good and doubled in size. And just so you know what it looks like afterwards, this is what I did this one last night. Put it in this one, I just put it in the fridge, and it's just been at room temperature since we've just been prepping this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see it's almost to the top of the pan. So this one is ready to bake. And so we're gonna stick this in the oven, 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. And it'll be nice and ooey gooey. And we've got one coming out of the oven. It's got 2 more minutes to bake. So if you hang with us for a couple minutes, this is where you wish you could take a TV timeout.
Yeah.
And
Commercial
break
yeah.
after we return.
Yeah.
Then we'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. So in the meantime, we'll get this ready to bake.
Yeah, and I will do the drying to see when this caramel is ready. I'll let Stephanie do it.
Claudia Bright? Claudia!
Yeah, Claudia.
That's you. You're winning caramel.
Yep.
Yay! Thank you so much for leaving us a review, guys. They're super important. They mean a ton to us. We can't do this without you. So yeah, we're super thankful for those of you who take the time to actually leave us a comment. And yeah, we're very, very thankful for it.
Yeah, definitely.
It helps other people buy with confidence with us.
Yep.
And
Especially with after things happened with COVID and everything that we were doing was online, and so that a lot of people found us and didn't know who we were. So
right.
really, we appreciate all the reviews that were on there so that people knew that we were awesome.
Oh, Arno's this weekend. They are wrapping up their Midwest Spring Tour in Logan, Utah. So they were just in Nebraska for 2 weekends in a row, and holy cow, I think that they were blown out of the water with everyone that was there. So
yeah.
It was awesome. Thank you guys if you're in Nebraska who came out to that. Super thankful, and we hope everyone who got our caramel is loving it. And so if you are in Utah, Logan, Utah, know of anyone in Logan, Utah, this weekend, Vintage Market Days, it starts on Thursday. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's where they'll be. And yeah, and then they're gonna take a few weeks off, and then they're gonna be back in the Midwest this summer. They're hitting all kinds of state fairs, so don't worry if you did not get caramel from them this spring. You can find them. We'll have all of their tour, all their dates, and where they're going to be on our website. Or no, it's on the newsletter.
Yeah.
I need to put it on the website.
Yeah.
In our month, every Monday when I send out my recipe, I send out at the bottom a list of the events for that month, so you can get an idea of what to plan if you want to come check us out.
Yeah.
And some really cool festivals and art shows and events that you just want to go to anyway because they're really fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can always order online too.
I think I'm ready.
Yep. Ooh, it smells so good.
It does. Oh, it looks so good too. Yum.
Oh, yeah.
Yum, yum. Okay, check this out. This is what your monkey bread looks like, all bubbly out of the oven. So what we do with it now is, very carefully, I'll try this. It's always harder doing these things in front of people
Yeah.
than at home.
Whenever you just don't think about it and you just do
And
it.
you just do it, and I'm
I was
like,
like,
how do I do this without it being really weird and awkward and burning myself like that? And now I gotta.
There you go.
There you go. Ooh, look at that. You can see, oh yeah, some of the caramel came out of the edges, but that's okay. It just means you know it's good in there. Okay, maybe not the best execution, but.
Ta-da!
Oh,
Look at all that ooey gooey.
Look at that, you guys.
Yep.
So it's already starting to pull apart. So that makes it super easy to come by and just pick a piece and grab it and go. That's what my kids did all weekend when I made it. They just come by every time they went by, pick a piece. And I came back and like half of it was gone in like 15 minutes. I'm like, seriously, you guys just cannot eat this whole thing by yourselves in 10 minutes, but they pretty much almost did. So there you go. Super simple. Yeah, did I tell you it bakes at about 35 to 40 minutes, just depending on your oven. And when you're done, you invert it over onto a cake pan. There's all kinds of ooey gooey caramel drizzled all down it, and yeah,
Yum.
I know. I just want to like pick that piece right there. It's a little piece.
The whole time she's been eyeing which one she was going to
Oh, that was hot. That was really good. You need to make it. It's super good. Okay, that's what we got for
get.
you
All right.
today.
Cool. Thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah, have a great week, and we'll
Yeah.
see you again next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tell Chev I ate his piece.
Yeah. I was just thinking he will never